Good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everyone? Doing well. Grab an extra pillow here behind my back. All right. Welcome, Andrew. We got training tomorrow, the margins of millionaires. That's right. We got the margins of millionaires tomorrow. Buy low, sell high. I will give you my experience and advice on how to do that. Welcome, everybody. It's a great Thursday. We had a great week so far. Blaine, welcome. Why don't we pin up 11 a.m. Pacific, but David at dmeltzer.com if you need anything. If you haven't seen the other trainings, they're all on the playbook, featured on Spotify, Entrepreneur. Check it out. You got to check it out. It's all there for you. David at dmeltzer.com. Or you can join my text community, 949-298-2905, pinned right below. We have a special guest. We're going to see, get some real and very, very excited to have Olive joining us here. It's Courtney's great aunt. There she is. Good morning, Olive.
Good morning, David. Oh dear, that was a job.
What a pleasure to
I've
have
never
you.
used Instagram.
Your first one?
Yes, I've never used it before.
Okay, don't blame me when you're addicted to it and you have 1 million followers after this. I apologize right now.
Oh,
I'll get you your endorsement
right.
deals. We'll get you your endorsement deals. We have all kinds. There's not much competition in your demographic, so we'll kill it on Instagram together, you and I. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Well, I'm looking for some wisdom. I think situational knowledge and experience is underrated, and I have set forth on a mission to learn from the people that know most, people that have experienced life, especially during these times. And so I was hoping maybe you could give me some of your favorite secrets of success and secrets of life that can help people through what seems to be more challenging times today. And I would love for you to share some of your wisdom.
Yes, I haven't got much wisdom. My main thing is everybody is different. We're all so different. But I think in my life, the main thing has been friendship, love, and family. And love comes perhaps to the foremost in everything.
And sometimes, when things get difficult, I'm sure in your life, you've had a few
Yes,
challenging times. Maybe you could share
very.
one of the challenges that you've had and how you kept a positive perspective and love in your heart and love in your actions. Would you mind sharing one of your stories with us?
Well, the most recent one was the death of my husband 10 years ago. And that really rocked my world. And then 6 months after he died, I found I had cancer of the breast,
Oh,
and I had to have an operation and radiology and radiotherapy and all that. And I am fine now. It's 10 years on, and I'm off every medication and I'm smiling. But that rocked my world. I stopped painting. I used to paint for just for fun.
yeah.
Um, I stopped that because I paint from the heart and I couldn't do that. But I did find another hobby. I knew I mustn't sit around and mope. And my family, I have a lovely family. They were very loving. And I thought, no, they have their own lives. I must get on with mine. And I took up beading.
Oh, wow.
And I've been beading
Yeah,
uh,
that's awesome.
ever since. I make all my own necklaces. I don't do it for sale. I do it just for friends and family and fun.
Well, I will send you some beads. I wear bracelets and mine broke. I'm going to send you mine. What?
I,
Go ahead.
I've just beaded a pen for Cassidy's grandma.
Oh, well, and through those more difficult times, what were some of the self-talk, or inspiration that you gave yourself? Because I'm sure a lot of times you probably didn't even want to get out of bed.
Yes. The main thing was how I got motivated was was hard to describe. I'd wake up each day and say, "Come on, Olive, what are you going to do today?" I wouldn't let myself have a day of doing nothing. And this has been particularly poignant over the COVID thing because I have been isolated. And, you know, neighbors did all my shopping for me. I didn't sort of do anything with anybody. And after about 7 weeks, I then thought, come along, I'll do my own shopping. I found a shop that opened at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I went down there at 7. It was empty, and did my shopping. And I thought, first step. And then I've started seeing some of my friends out in the garden. I drive over, or they drive to me, and we sit out in the garden. And it is motivation in life. You can't let it just pass you by. My family is marvelous, really loving. They have now visited this last weekend, and I had a cuddle. I mean, it's the first one for all these months.
Oh, what?
82-year-old woman having a cuddle is silly.
That's
But
wonderful. What about diet advice? You know, people are so
diet,
concerned.
I've always been careful with my diet. Um, I was young in the war years when there wasn't the food, and any meat was on my parents' plates was not on my parents' plate. It was on we children's plates. And from then onwards, we never really ate a lot. You know, chocolate was on ration and things like that. So you didn't gain weight. And you get to about 17 or 18, you think, my figure's important. I mustn't let it slip. So not dieting. I was lucky I didn't have to diet. More often when I was nursing, I had to go and get some build-up plans because I'd lost too much weight. I was running around too much. And I didn't smoke a lot. I did start at 17 and had 4, 5 a day. And then when I was expecting my first child, I stopped. And now he's 57. So that was a long time ago. And I've never had one since. I drink a bit. I have one glass of wine in the evening.
I can't tell
I
you.
think that's naughty.
Yeah, that's
So
beautiful. I can't tell you how many people have that same similar habit of one drink, whether it's a tequila, a scotch, a glass of wine. One in the evening seems to be a great longevity holder. It's just
right.
that's wonderful. What about exercise? Were you a big exercise person, or walking, or running, or any exercise?
When you're nursing, we were working 48 hours weeks, and there was a terrific lot of running around. There were Nightingale wards. So I had no problem with exercising. Then when I got married and had children, I had 3 children. And you're not going to, I was taking them for walks. I was exercising then. And eventually, when they grew up a bit, I went back to nursing again. So once again, I was running around. So I didn't have to exercise per se.
And beyond the exercise of your profession, how important is it to either love what you do or learn to love? I'm sure that was a very difficult job, but yet you seem to have really enjoyed it. You know, how important is it to do something that you either learn to enjoy or you enjoy inherently?
It's important because I found I love people. I loved going to a ward and conversing with people. I was able to do that. But as a young child, I had a stammer. I was shy and nervous. Started nursing, all of us, 24 in my set, we had to live in the nurses' home. So I had a big family sort of thing, and made friends who I still visit, and that even at our age, we're all 82 and we're all,
You
enjoying life.
you should enjoy life. And what are some of the things beyond beating friends and family? Is there any other hobbies or things, TV shows that you like to watch? Anything else that you enjoy?
Yes, I like gardening. My husband was a great gardener, and I've got a lovely garden with all apple trees and summer house. I spend a long time in the garden. Just disappointed now that it's getting more difficult for me, and I've had 1 or 2 falls in the garden, so I have to be more.
You got to be careful.
Um,
Go ahead.
And I like theatre. Before COVID, we used to take coach trips from Norwich to London and watch the big shows, Les Miserables, and all things like that. And also, used to go out with friends. We'd go to a restaurant and have a meal. And my friends from the country would come in, or else I'd go out somewhere. And now that's all stopped.
We'll get it back up again, and I love the theater as well. Last question: do you have any favorite books, or do you suggest books that people should read?
I tend to like travel books or real life stories. Whoops, you've gone.
Oh, you see me again?
Oh, there we are.
The magic of the internet.
My iPad because I hadn't touched it. Oh dear. I can't bear these newfangled things. Whoops.
You're doing such a good job for your first Instagram. Trust me. Very good.
Oh, that's Courtney's tuition.
Yeah, that's good. Well, moreover, do you have a favorite book?
No, I haven't necessarily got a favorite book. I read a whole variety of books. I don't like one author all the time. I like changes. For my birthday, my daughter-in-law said, "What do I want?" I said, "A book." She landed up with 9 on the doorstep. I've got 9, and there's still some of them here waiting for me to read. But a variety. I like travel, and I like some of the real personal story books. I don't like too much fiction.
Oh, I love that. Well, I can't wait for this COVID to end as well. And I will come and visit you and give you a hug. And thank you so much for coming on and giving your knowledge. And you have plenty of wisdom. And you are adorable and lovely and wonderful and full of love. And we love you. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye. All right, we'll exit
Bye.
out of there. I don't know where my exit goes. It's not allowing me to exit. So if you can hit the exit, that'd be great. Maybe that'll work.
Whoops, I haven't.
Yeah, if you could hit the X, that'd be great. My phone for some reason is not allowing me to exit my guests. So hopefully if you can exit out, that'd be wonderful. Just hit the
Yeah,
X.
I can't.
I can't exit you. You can just stay there. I'll start answering questions with Olive in my background. If somebody can help me. I don't know why my phone. There we go. All right. What a wonderful woman and great knowledge. I am a big fan of one drink, one drink a day. Seems to be keeps the doctor away. Better than an apple. Anyway, let's get some questions going. In order to wake up inspired, you must go to sleep inspired. Do you believe this to be true? I think in order to wake up inspired, you have to have a wind down routine and go to bed grateful. So going to bed with that gratitude allows you to be inspired, and that is the key. Allows you to plateau and grow. So think about what you're grateful for before you go to bed. Clear the interference and connection with all the secondary and primary ego-based, fear-based emotions that will cause you not to sleep well, and have a wind down routine so you know every day that your day starts. For me, my day tomorrow starts at 9 p.m. at night today. That's my tomorrow, because I start my wind down routine, and those are right there. The Secrets of Life with Olive was amazing. Learn more. We have training pinned below here. Our training is available for free for everyone. As always, join us, 949-298-2905 or david@dmeltzer.com. We're going to teach the margins of millionaires, how to buy low and sell high. Great training tomorrow, Friday, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. If you miss any of the trainings, they're always available on YouTube, featured on Spotify at The Playbook. Look at The Playbook with David Meltzer, Entrepreneur's #1 podcast, if I do say so myself. Little ego-based emotion there. Are there certain things you research regularly, or is it constantly changing? Oh, I research 2 times a day. And I do research. #1, I study my calendar, what I have planned, what I don't have planned in my sleep. But then I look at who and what I'm doing through that study, and I start doing research for interviews and lives and guests and business deals, all types of things. I had started early this morning, had people in town for one of the largest deals I've ever had, and they've come from all over the country, and I'm just doing it right here in my backyard. So my research changes every single day. After buying your mom a house and a car, what was your driving force to continue accelerating? Unfortunately, I think it was ego. It was, I defined my success by how much money I made, because everything up until that point was about making money. And now I made the mistake of defining myself by that, attaching my happiness to that outcome, that money bought love and happiness. And that's what drove me until I learned that valuable lesson. It's not giving to receive. It's not defining myself. It's not money that buys happiness or love. It just allows you to shop, and knowing what to shop for and pursuing that potential is what creates happiness, by detaching your emotions from that outcome and enjoying it, and attaching your emotions to the pursuit, to the enjoyment of the daily, consistent, persistent, without quit pursuit of your potential. And that is truly the major paradigm shift in my life. What is the biggest lesson you have learned from Think and Grow Rich? That there's a blend of two currencies. Right. The blend of two currencies to me is one, the currency of money, an object of energy that you put into flow to shop for what you want, and faith, an object of energy that you put into the flow to shop what we want. And there's a blend. There's a blend between what you surround yourself with and what surrounds that. And that key blend is what I learned in Think and Grow Rich from all the greatest minds, successful people, uh, profitable people, passionate people, purposeful people that were listed way back when Carnegie commissioned Napoleon Hill to write that book. Think and Grow Rich, great book to read with the blend of two currencies, money and faith. What surrounds you and what surrounds you. Good morning, Kate. Thank you. Triple stars for you too, my dear. And Tap Out Punk Ass is here. Are you kidding me? Hold on a second. My man, what's going on? Danny Caldwell, the CEO of Tap Out. Uh, it's been too long. You don't age,
Hey,
man.
David. What's up,
Hey,
brother?
hey, Dan, how are you?
Great.
I wore my black T-shirt just because I knew you were coming on today.
We're twins.
Yes, I knew I'd be a twin, except for you're better looking. How's the
Oh,
baby? How's
jeez.
the babies?
Oh, the babies are fine. Well, some of them aren't babies anymore, but the two babies are fine.
Oh no, I'm getting old. How old's your oldest now?
20,
Oh,
21, 21.
yeah, that's no baby. They're gonna be. I'm not gonna say it. Never mind. I was gonna say they're gonna
Yeah.
start. I have a
Then I
21
got
year old.
one in diapers too,
Yeah,
so,
I
or I
know.
got two in diapers, really. The other one just doesn't want to get out of them.
Those were the two I was talking about. I forgot you had a one. My oldest is 21 as well. We'll have to get them together.
Yeah.
Anyway, man, you have completely transformed your own career from building such a dynamic, great company like Tap Out, and here now moving into the digital age. What are some of the things you're doing with you and your wife to build brand and help people?
Well, I think you probably know this too, that you get to a certain point in your life where you're chasing money or chasing things, and in your book you mention a lot of that, and I always found myself, because when you grow up without money. I grew up in a really poor, bad place in San Bernardino, in a really bad neighborhood, where we had drive-by shootings, and we've been in a shootout in front of our house. My mom has been mugged on our doorstep and beat up, and so we always had problems growing up. And you always chasing money. I mean, I have money tattooed all over my arms, and it's like, it's because that's what I'm chasing in my life. And so I was putting stuff on my arms and on my body so I could always look down at it and go, one day, one day, one day. And then you get there and you realize it's not nearly as fulfilling as, I mean, money's great. You love to be able to, I loved when I stopped looking at the prices at gas. You didn't care anymore. You don't even look. Somebody asks you, your friends go, "Oh man, did you see the price of gas?" And the truth is, I really didn't, because I didn't look anymore. But there was a time when I did, when I would go, "Oh shoot, man!" I can remember walking up to a gas station and putting, $1.75 in, hoping that it's going to get me home, and it's just,
Yeah, I've
you
been
know,
there.
and you don't want to be there anymore. So that part of it, part of the money is great, but you get to a point in your life where the only thing that becomes fulfilling is helping other people, and including your own family. I love that I was able to buy a house for my parents. I'd grown up in this house all my life, and it just got worse and worse and worse in that neighborhood. And And when I was able to, after my mom got mugged, my dad had called me one time and said, "Hey, your mom got mugged out in front of the house last night." And they threw her on the floor, and she was fighting for her purse, and they just ripped it out of her hand, and it's a pretty scary moment. And I just said, "You guys got to get out of there." And that moment, I was like, I had just kind of come into money, and I just said, "That's gonna be my second purchase," because I'd already bought a Lamborghini. So I was, so that was
How old were you, Dan, when you did that?
I was kind of older. I didn't, a lot of people thought we were younger, but I was probably 33 or 4, 5, somewhere
Yeah,
in there.
that's
And
still pretty young, man.
yeah, I mean, I'm almost 50 now. Look, I got great.
You
These
look so
kids,
good,
man. These
man.
kids are giving me grays over here.
I brought this in for you. I'm 52. I brought this in for you. You look great, man.
It's a sad thing when you see them start poking through, It's like, oh my gosh.
Well, at least you got your hair, man. I got mine going. So, you and I grew up very similar, and we defined ourselves by how much money we made. And then we came through a transition. And, your transition to me is really interesting because a lot of people who make a transition are people like me that lost everything, right? And although I
Mm.
made my transformation 2 years before I lost everything, started living with different values, was there any catalyst for you to kind of make that quantum shift in your life that, hey, you know what? I'm not going to attach my happiness to money. I'm not going to define myself for money. We both still respect it. We know it gives us options and opportunities, allows us to shop, but there has to be some sort of enlightenment. How old were you and what happened to allow you to kind of get a different perspective in life?
The thing that really did it to me is that my partner got killed, and
Right
it
outside,
just,
right outside my office, like
yeah.
literally. Yeah.
And he's, we're on top of the world. We just finished doing a big magazine shoot where we were finally on the cover of like a magazine that was outside of mixed martial arts. Um, because if for anybody who doesn't know, we started to tap out the clothing brand in mixed martial arts, and we had it was just I don't know, we were just on top of the world because we'd never had money before, and we used to joke around like they shouldn't have gave us money because we could do all kinds of stuff after that. We're flying to Vegas and flying in private planes. The company's doing hundreds of millions of dollars, and we're just nutso at this point. So we're good people though. We're
Yeah.
both ex-police officers, so we both
Okay.
came from the police department. So we still had a good head on our shoulders when everybody else was out partying. We'd go dip in and show our face and do a party. And then my other partner, Scrape, who still lives in Huntington Beach, and then Charles, who passed away, we'd dip out of the party and then go to a movie together, and just like hang out and talk about our wins that night. And, that's how we were. But, we were all big, able to buy these nice cars, and we went and did this shoot for Dub Magazine. And at the end of the shoot, I went home, and it was surprising because Charles actually came over to my house, and he never does that. Like after he leaves, usually he just goes home. He lives in Huntington Beach. We were in Grand Terrace or Riverside area there, Riverside, California, and he came over to my house, and it was so weird. We just had this really good conversation. He gave me a big hug, and we talked about how we had kind of like made it, because we were going to be on this cover that was a non-MMA magazine. And had all our cars there, and he was driving his Ferrari home, and he drove his Ferrari home. It was the last time I ever saw him. He went to the gym that night with his girlfriend and got hit by a drunk driver, spun him out. He hit a pole and killed him instantly.
Yeah.
And I think at that moment, there was a lot of things. Like we were big watch collectors. And over time, over that next 2 years, probably, I got soured on those nice cars. I sold my Lamborghini. I still kept the Bentley, but I just didn't need that stuff anymore. It didn't mean as much. We had a huge watch collection. I had like $1 million watch collection, and I
Yeah.
literally just sold it all. I like walk around. I have like one watch now, one night or two nice watches. It just didn't mean the same anymore. That was the thing that we did together. We collected these things together, and it meant so much when we did it. And all of it just got sour, and none of it meant anything. I'd see a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, the things that would have broke my neck before didn't even mean 2 cents to me anymore. And I would see him drive by and just kind of like, half a look. It's just like I didn't care. I didn't get that same feeling. I mean, I even had Lamborghini tattooed on my arm
Yeah.
because I said one day I'm gonna own a Lamborghini. Uh, and even when we first got it, I felt, I thought I was gonna get this certain feeling, and it lasted like a day and a half,
Oh
and
yeah.
and then it was still cool to have it, but really after he passed away a few years later, that it didn't even mean anything anymore.
Well, it's interesting because I know you for now quite a bit, and you're a guy who seems to take inventory of his values, and your values are much aligned with mine now as well. What do you value today? Like, what are the things that, if you had no tattoos, what are the things that you would tattoo on your arm now?
Oh man. Well, I'm trying to keep I stepped away from faith for a little bit. Not that I was never away from faith, like I didn't believe in it or anything. It just wasn't in my life every day. And I really turned into that headstrong right now, with my family and my wife. My wife's going through some stuff, so she has something that's she's dealing with, and it's making it hard for the family, for all of us, because she's it's a life and death thing. And so she's had to have some major surgeries, and nobody knows that she keeps this face on, and she doesn't even want me talking about it, so I never
You're in
really
trouble
talk
now,
about it.
right? She's like, "Why'd you say
Yeah,
anything?"
I know, but she literally could die anytime, and so I hold those things dear, and we have young kids. We have two young kids together. I have three previous and two now, together with her, and we've been married almost, it'll be 5 years in November, and it just you don't realize how fast things can just I even look at my own life. You're counting your own years,
Yeah.
and I try to make healthy choices, but I have these little kids that I want to be around for, and I want them to be introduced to faith, and I think that really is important in my life right now, and of course my kids. And I still love building businesses. I'm still a serial entrepreneur, and I love that excitement of building businesses. But I mean, none of that's nearly as important as as those other two things.
Ironically, right before you came on, that's what I was talking about. That unbelievable blend of the two currencies, money, an object of energy that we put into the flow to get what we want, and more importantly, even than faith. And I was talking about, I only was concerned about what surrounded me before. Now
Mm-hmm.
I'm most concerned about what surrounds me. And in order to really be concerned or understand what surrounds us, you have to have faith. And whatever religion, whatever your beliefs are, I don't care. As long as it shows you the light, the love, and the lessons in light to have that healing so that you're
Mm-hmm.
happy, healthy, peaceful, and hopefully getting what you want to help empower others to be happy. And one of the things that I just was immediately attracted to you is you are filled with light and love and super happy guy. And especially we did elevator pitch together. The very first
Mm-hmm.
judge was Dan, in the very successful first season. But we look almost the exact opposite. Dan looks like the cool guy you want to hang out with. I look like the dorky guy that you want to do homework with. And but in the end, right,
No.
we're the same guy. And that's why I decided to just like you.
Yeah, we're
I don't have any
brothers.
tattoos though, man.
You
I'm
gotta
working on
get
my
your
bicep.
tattoos going.
I'll get some fake tattoos on my arm. My mom will kill you. I'm still a mama's boy like you, so my mom would kill me. I can't get tattoos. Uh, uh, last piece of advice though. Anything? Where can people find you? What piece of advice do you want to give people? Share some wisdom.
Oh yeah, I mean, everybody goes on their own journey, and I remember watching videos of people talking about this, like kind of what we're talking about now, back when I was struggling, and I just didn't identify. There was so much where you just go, that I need a Lamborghini. If they're not talking about Lamborghinis on here, who can I talk to that's talking about Lamborghinis? And I think the only thing I could say is I would hope people could get to that place earlier in their life. Although I know everybody and understand everybody has their own journey and they have to get there on their own way. But I think that it's nice to be open to it. I would have liked to have been open to it earlier. I think a lot of great things would have come about in my life if I would have been open to those things earlier in my career. And And I just, me and my wife started this new podcast called the Pretty and Punk Podcast, and it's basically for entrepreneurs with kids or who are thinking about having kids, because it's such a struggle. People don't realize, how hard it is to be a dadpreneur or a mompreneur, and if you really want the best for your kids and you want to put good things in their lives, but then you also want to build your business. So we're bringing in great entrepreneurs like yourself, who who can really teach those tips and tricks on how can you raise kids and run a successful business, because people say you can't have that work-life balance, and I understand to a level it's really hard and sometimes you have to give up a few things, but it's so worth it at the end to give up just those few things. And how can you still not give up very much to still have success in all areas, what I call 360 success. So yeah, me and my wife have that Pretty and Punk podcast, and have a new company called Billionaire Collectibles, and another company called gripknife.com if you want to check out and see where I'm at, or
That's
hit me up
awesome.
at Tap Out Punk Ass on Instagram.
My man, Tap Out Punk Ass, that's my boy. Let's do a podcast swap. I'd love to talk about weighted balance between family. It's health. To me, it's health, family, and entrepreneurship.
Absolutely.
That weighted balance. And when you start even adding the word weighted balance, I'd love to also see your wife. And I will be praying healing thoughts for her. I adore her. She is a beautiful soul inside and out. And dude, let's get back together. Let's do a podcast swap. That'll be our next step. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much for joining me, my friend.
Thanks for having me on, David.
You got
Talk
it.
to
The
you
great
soon,
Dan
brother.
Caldwell. Check him out. Go ahead, exit out. I can't exit you out, so I don't know what's going on with my Instagram. He was nice enough. Unlike my Aunt Olive, her and I were stuck. What inspires you to be unconditionally spread kindness to others? My main mission in life is to empower others, to find 1,000 people like Dan Caldwell there, my tap out punk ass man, to empower another 1,000, to empower another 1,000. You know that we can all create a collective consciousness of happiness, the greatest disease and virus of all time, one that spreads simply by witnessing it, that strengthens yourself mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially. Happiness. That's what I want, and that's what inspires me to empower people like Dan, to empower others, 1,000 times 1,000, a million times 1,000, a billion. One of the ways to do that is to find the margins of millionaires like Dan has found, to buy low and sell high, to have the right perspective, to think big, to not understand limiting ourselves. Don't limit yourself. Ask big, and don't worry about, you can't out-ask the universe, and you can't out-ask the number of people. Do you know anybody that can help me? Yes, Nick asked me a question. It's right there. Just add it in. Let me take one more question. Don't forget, Friday, Margins of Millionaires. Just email me. If you haven't seen the trainings, you can go there anytime on YouTube, or easy, right? The playbook. There's tons of playbooks about our trainings, the free trainings that we give. David@dmeltzer.com. Join my text community, 949-298-2905. It's pinned below. If I talk too fast, I apologize. Go back and watch again. We save these as well. 949-298-2905. David@dmeltzer.com. Go ahead, reach out. Thank you so much, everyone. All right, last question. If not, catch me tomorrow. It's training day, but we'll also go live. Office hours at 3 o'clock today, live as well with Blaine Bartlett, my mentor. What pushes you forward every day to maximize your potential and productivity? Living my life with a lens of number one, productivity. I'm looking every single day for at least 10 people I can help. How can I be of service or value? How do I align synergistic and supplementary to what's doing well, what's stable, what's not doing well? I'm looking for as many people as I can to be of service or value. The second lens is a bifocal. A lens, very interesting enough, allows me to be accessible to others by doing these things, by taking and being more interested for other people, to empower other people, as well as how am I accessing what I want, because I can't give what I don't have. So I'm looking to see how much can I receive to give to others through me with appreciation, not only gratitude, but my values to add to it, to add value and give it away through me in a world of more than enough, an abundant world of more than enough of everything for everyone. And then finally, most importantly, the lens of gratitude. The lens of gratitude. How can you find the light, the love, and the lessons in everything? Everything. Just look, there's a percentage of suck in everything. Take that percentage of suck, use your lenses in order to find the light, the love, and the lenses in the suck. That's what we're trying to do. Pharaoh Biggs, answer my question quick. And Nick, hold on. I'm going to do this as a bonus round because I'm accessible. Nick, 23 Wood asks, how important is the evolution of AI, and how soon should humanity be preparing for it? Look, AI has been around us for a while. It's evolving. AI should be utilized as an extension and amplification of what we do to create efficiencies, effectiveness, and statistical success. We should be preparing and learning and more interested than interesting on what technologies exist today in the artificial sense in order to protect us, in order to affect us, in order to efficiently allow us to be more productive, accessible, and gracious. So that's what we do. There's good and bad in everything. Let's go ahead and find the light, the love, and the lessons of how we can utilize AI to enhance the expansion so that we can fill that vacuum with what we want, not what other people want, not what you don't want, but what we want. So we could do that with AI. And then I promise one more person here. Pharaoh, I'm going to take your questions real fast, and then we are going to call it a day till tomorrow at training. Margins of Millionaires, buy low, sell high. I will teach you 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern time. If you want to join me, it's free. If it's free, it's me, for you too. David@dmeltzer.com. Go ahead, text me. What's up, Wes? 949-298-2905. By the way, Jerian, if you're still here, I saw you, the longest name in the world and the nicest girl I know. Very good to see you. I started manufacturing business after coming up with a great idea that can save lives. I'm trying to file, I think, a patent. Just look, email me with this question. This is something I can give you an introduction and help you with. David@dmeltzer.com, or just text me 949-298-2905. That's the same way. It's pinned below. You can join me for my free trainings. You can download the playbook. Has all my trainings on it. YouTube, just go at David Meltzer. And of course, I appreciate everyone. I will see everyone tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific for training, the margins of millionaires. Buy low, sell high. Join me. Most importantly, everyone, be kind to your future self and do good deeds. Have a great day.